Welcome back to my channel. My name is ClickYaya, and today we're reading some more story times. And I need you to be the judge with me. Story time with Yaya. Ho! All right, let's get right into it. So the title of the first story that we're reacting to is I Got Secret Terrible Revenge on a Lunch Thief. I am 50 female. When I was 19, I worked at a small pet store. One coworker, let's call her Tara, 24 female, was known as the lunch thief, and despite having a boyfriend, was sleeping with the manager, so she never got in any trouble for anything she did wrong. She was also just a terrible, toxic person to be around, and all of us truly hated her. I think I hate Tara too, but let's keep reading. I had enough of her shenanigans because she was costing me and the other workers money we couldn't afford to lose because she felt entitled to whatever we had. She never worked on Fridays, but always came in to wait for her paycheck to come in the mail. So I devised a plan. One Thursday, I picked up Chinese food at a place in the same plaza as the pet store. A small chicken finger and a large pork fried rice. I ate a little bit of each and placed the containers under the front seat of my car and closed it up. It was July, so the next day, I came back with the containers still warm. It was July, so the next day, I came in with the containers still warm and smelling strongly of Chinese food, but not yet smelling bad, and put them in the break room fridge, where Tara and her boyfriend were lingering, waiting for her check. They watched me put the pricey delicacies in the fridge, and I walked out feeling pretty confident that they were going to pig out as soon as I started diving into unpacking the weekly delivery. She finna get some food poisoning, and I don't feel bad. Stop touching people's shit. Are you crazy? Hello? 1 hour or so later, they came in with the check in hand, and I made my way straight to the fridge where I saw one chicken finger and 3 bites of rice left. I tossed it in the trash and went back to my work. That's absolutely insane. Who steals people's food at work? See, I work from home, honey. Ain't nobody stealing my food but me, myself, and I. Is that not fighting material? Y'all let me know. I didn't have to see her for a week and a half. It was glorious to be shed of her for a while. And I got to pick up some more hours because her and her boyfriend had food poisoning. She didn't steal lunches anymore, though I suspect it was more about being concerned that someone else's food might be bad and not that she thinks I did it on purpose. After all, I only ate a little bit and they ate almost the whole thing. As an adult with a fully formed frontal lobe, I would never do this again. But I also struggle to find empathy for her, even in hindsight. Anyways, that is my confession of possibly one of the worst things I did to someone. Verdict is out, not the asshole. Stop stealing people's food, you nasty, dirty, skanky hoe. Tara. And others, because apparently this is a thing that people do. Nasty, dirty, stanky hoe. I'm glad you got food poisoning. At least you didn't die, but you learned a good lesson. Next story. This next one, I saw the title of it and I absolutely had to react to it with you guys. It says, am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend over a toilet plunger prank? What possible prank could you be pulling with a toilet bowl plunger? I guess let's read and find out. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend over a toilet plunger prank? So this just happened 2 hours ago and I'm still fuming. Apparently on TikTok, the toilet plunger prank has been trending. It's where you ask your partner for help with a clogged toilet and instead you actually put Nutella, water, and fart spray on a plunger and fling it on your partner. My girlfriend decided to do that prank on me, and normally I can take a joke. Y'all be testing my patience with these TikTok pranks. See, I don't know if I could do it. After she flung the toilet plunger contents on me, including my mouth, I obviously died and went to hell. But when she showed me the video she was making, I was like, it's just a prank, fine, whatever. I don't know if that's fine. Some things ain't pranks, honey. That's just me. But then I asked her if she bought a new toilet plunger to do this prank or if she at least washed it. But no, she took the regular freaking toilet bowl plunger to do this prank. Y'all, I'm so mad right now. I'm not gonna lie. That is breakup worthy. You took the used toilet bowl plunger? Absolutely not. Let's see how OP reacts to this because this is ridiculous. She told me she's sorry and everything. She forgot to buy a new toilet bowl plunger for the prank. Whatever that means, I actually got feces in my mouth. I'm so unbelievably angry. I told her I'm done with her, and now she's pissed at me. We're done. You're breaking up. Actually, get out. Pack your stuff and get out. Because what do you mean? You didn't forget the Nutella, the fart spray, but you forgot to buy a new toilet bowl plunger and just opted to use the one that we've been using this whole time? Get out. Exit. Stage left. Stage right. Go out the window for all I care. But just, you can't stay here. Am I overreacting? We live together, so it's not going to be easy just to break up. Plus, telling all of our friends and family we broke up because of a toilet plunger prank feels so childish, but I feel so disrespected. Honestly, I would feel so disrespected as well, because what did you think was going to happen? Did you think I was going to kiki and laugh with you after you just got actual shit in my mouth? This is one of the prime examples of me needing people to be so freaking for real with me. And honestly, if anybody asks, friends, family, if anybody asks why we're broken up, I want you to tell them what you did. Because obviously you hate me. Because there's no way. There's just simply no way. Not for a TikTok prank, not for a regular prank, not even to your worst enemy. Who does that to somebody? Hello? Absolutely insane. All right, you guys. Obviously, we're on a roll. So this next one is also relationships. And the title is, Am I the asshole for wanting to confront my longtime best friend after she brought up my dating history to my boyfriend behind my back? I've been friends with this girl for years, but over the past year or so, we've drifted a lot. She struggles pretty heavily with her mental health, and while I've tried to be understanding, she's also become increasingly mean, dismissive, and pretty judgmental towards me. A lot of positive things have happened in my life recently. I'm in a really healthy relationship, doing well professionally, and generally in a much happier place than I used to be. Instead of being supportive, she barely acknowledges anything good happening to me and acts very strange when I'm happy. I've gotten to the point where I feel I can't openly enjoy my life around her because she immediately changes the energy. You have to watch out for people like that. People that can't give you a round of applause, they aren't happy to see you doing well in life. Those are what we call energy vampires. People that are literally preying on your downfall, and they want you to be miserable just like they are. And I get that she's struggling with her mental health, but that doesn't give you an excuse to be a bad person. And not being supportive of your friend and not being happy for your friend's accomplishments, that makes you a bad person. And in my opinion, that's grounds for a friendship breakup. Because you can't stay here, baby. I'm so sorry. There's also a pattern where she becomes extremely male-centered, ditches plans for men, acts differently around men, and honestly treats me worse whenever men are around, especially her boyfriend. Their relationship also honestly seems pretty unhealthy and unhappy overall, which I think adds context here. She just doesn't seem like a good person. And I don't know, I'm very strict. I don't have a whole laundry list of friends. And that's on purpose because I can't have everybody around me in my space and in my energy. I think that's one of the situations where you have to truly just wish them the best, but break ties with them, because keeping people like that around your life, whether you want it to or not, can ultimately end up affecting your own life and your own successes and your own state of happiness. And sometimes you do have to put yourself and your mental health and in your trajectory over what used to be a friendship. Because what I hear described does not sound like much of a friendship at all. Yesterday was my breaking point. We were at a party with mutual friends. I was sitting with my friends while my boyfriend was sitting with the other boyfriends. She was also sitting with them too. And at one point, I overheard my name come up. Later, I asked my boyfriend what was said because something felt off. He told me she randomly started bringing up my dating history from before I met him. Apparently, she started talking about how I used to date older guys and went through multiple people I had dated while telling him, saying she didn't approve of them. My boyfriend told me the whole conversation was weird and uncomfortable and basically responded with, "Why are we discussing this? I'm her boyfriend, not her father." This is what I'm talking about. Miserable ass people want you to be miserable just like them. And in a friendship, you're sharing personal details about your life, your ups and your downs, and backstabbing B words like that will take that information and use it to harm you so that you can be in the same position that they're in. Absolutely not. For context, none of this was relevant to anything happening in the conversation, and my boyfriend genuinely looked uncomfortable recounting it to me afterwards. What upset me most is that it felt incredibly inappropriate and almost like she was trying to create weirdness in my relationship for no reason. I would never sit there and discuss someone's dating history with their significant other behind their back, especially years later, and especially when they're in a happy relationship. She wants you to be miserable. She's miserable, and she wants your ass to be miserable right there with her. Cut her off, or you're going to regret it. At this point, I've already emotionally distanced myself from the friendship and honestly consider her more of an acquaintance now, but I'm debating whether I should confront her or just quietly let the friendship die. Am I the asshole for feeling like this crossed a major line? The verdict is out, not the asshole. She's a terrible friend. It doesn't seem like she was much of a friend to you at all, because a friend would never treat you that way, and a friend would never want you to feel miserable. They are. A friend would be happy that you're in a happy relationship, and they wouldn't try to tear down your relationship. To the next story. So this last one that I wanted to cover, it is about a husband and a wife, the husband and his video games. I know this may be one that a lot of people can relate to. Personally, I don't have a problem with somebody gaming. I think that it's good to have hobbies, but I am really interested to read the whole story and to see what exactly went on and if this is really a pivotal moment in their relationship. And maybe we can learn something from this. It's important to balance your hobbies and your life with your partner. A discrepancy in how you are handling your time, especially with gaming, because you can literally sit there for hours and hours and be in your own world, which is great and all. And I think that everybody deserves an escape from life. But then we also have to come back to reality and water our relationships, because without watering the relationship, it's bound to die. That's just how things work. So let's go ahead and read it. I, 29 female, do love my husband, 29 male. We met in undergrad and we hit it off immediately. We both work in roughly the same demanding career field and we share a lot of similarities. My husband does bring me a lot of joy. He makes me laugh, he's hardworking, and he's driven. But I just can't stand how much gaming he does. I feel guilty for thinking this way because it's not like he spends 8 to 10 hours a night gaming or anything. But over the 9 years we've been together, I've started to feel like a third wheel to both his gaming habit and his friends. We both work full-time, and after work, we eat dinner together. But then, without fail, he'll hop onto Discord and start talking to his old high school friends and play at least 2 to 3 hours of video games. I always know it's coming. I feel like the only reason we spend time together anymore is because he has to eat, and he can't eat while he's playing video games, so he'll take a break, eat with me, often with him scrolling on his phone if I'm not actively talking, and then back to the computer he goes. None of his friends are married or in relationships, nor in the same career field as us, which means that no matter when he logs on, there's always someone waiting for him on Discord. I've tried talking to him about this and how it makes me feel disconnected. He gets defensive and tells me that he likes the game because it's a way for him to unwind. He tells me that I'm jealous of his friends. I've explained to him that it's that I feel like an alternative to him. It doesn't feel like we spend any intentional time together anymore unless it's an errand like groceries, visiting family, or eating. I can't even remember the last time he planned something for the two of us to do together without being prompted. Sometimes on the rare occasion when no one is logged onto Discord and he decides that he doesn't want to play a game by himself, he'll ask me what I want to do. The only time he doesn't end the night with gaming is if he's too tired from work, not because he wants to spend time with me. It makes me feel like an afterthought. I can't imagine what our life would look like if we have kids. I'm worried that once the kids are asleep and we do have downtime, he'll immediately hop onto Discord to unwind. I feel like a roommate most nights. I love my husband when he isn't attached to his computer because he is fun to be around. But he's so rarely away from his computer anymore unless I point out that he hasn't spent time with me or has been gaming for hours on end. I wish I could be married to a version of my husband where he didn't play video games daily. It makes me unspeakably sad. So back to what I was saying at the beginning. Hobbies in itself aren't bad, but you have to water your relationship. And if you're speaking to your husband and he's getting defensive and doesn't want to take any accountability, it may be time for a deeper sit down. because you can't do that, man. You can, but I don't think you'll like where the relationship leads to. And nobody wants to feel like an afterthought. There is an edit on this one. We'll read this too to see if it gives us any more context. We are both usually home for work by 6 p.m. and we go to bed around 10:30 p.m. on weekends. I'm not asking for my husband to give up video games completely. I just feel like we have this pattern where by the time we are done with working out and dinner, it's now 8 p.m. and my husband, without fail, will jump onto his Discord and game for 2 to 3 hours until bedtime. And yes, I've played co-op games with him before. He just prefers online games with his friends instead. I also say that I'm the one who always plans our date nights. We try to do date night once a week as long as our schedules allow. We're both in medicine, so sometimes things come up. But if I don't plan it, it doesn't happen. I think this is also an important moment to say, ladies, please pay attention to these things. If quality time matters to you, which it matters to most of us, please, before you hop into a marriage, make sure it's something and it's someone that actually cares about your emotional needs being fulfilled. So you don't end up with a gaming boyfriend that treats you like an afterthought and barely talks to you, because that doesn't sound like a very happy life. So I'm gonna say verdict's out, not the asshole. Husband needs to step up and give you some attention. And I think he'll be pleased to see the fruits of his labor, should he step up and start pouring more into his marriage. So I think I'm gonna make this video a little bit shorter. We're gonna cut it here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any comments, suggestions, or if you want to tell me that my opinion is buttfuck wrong, please leave it down in the comments. My name's ClickYaya, and I'm signing off. Toodles.